Hi everybody, Mark Adams here, and we have the great opportunity today to talk to Alan Lacer. Alan is a big part of our program, been with us for almost as long as the program's been in existence, does a handful of workshops for me every year, and we've named and dedicated our Turning Fellowship after Alan, and it's called the Alan Lacer Turning Fellowship, which has a lot of people who are working on completing that title. We've had people in the past. And so, Alan, I welcome you to MASW once again. Thanks for coming.
Love to be here.
And got a few questions for you, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
So, when did you start turning?
About the mid-'70s. I was in graduate school in philosophy, and I started carving. I wanted something unrelated to school. I got out of graduate school to take a break for a year, and I saw the work of Bob Stocksdale. I had a relative who was known for turning baseball bats, and I was on an island in Greece where there was a turner that I met, and all of a sudden everything was saying, try wood turning. I tried it, and I gave up everything else.
So you started as a wood sculptor.
Sculptor carver, because you could do it anywhere, small work, and I wanted something totally unrelated to school. That's why I took it up. It was kind of an odd reason.
But when you started turning in the 70s, were you doing it full time?
No. I did a few other things, but very soon, in less than a year, I was selling my work. And in that part of the country, there were no other wood turners.
Where's that part of the country?
Oh, central Oklahoma.
Okay.
There was nobody. So I was in craft shows for years as the only wood turner. Mm-hmm. And my shop, my overhead, everything was $65 a month. So in Norman, Oklahoma, you didn't have to make much money, and that really contributed to being able to make it because you didn't need any income.
In the show world with turnings,
right?
What kind of turnings were you doing back in the 70s? Were they spindle turning?
No, I did everything because I didn't know what I was really going to like. Some of the first things I did were lamps, and that came back later in my life to really do that almost full time, just lamps. But I did bowls and plates and platters and crochet hooks, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I did it all and kind of watched the response, and people liked it.
And that was speculative. So you would go to the shows not knowing what was hot.
Right.
And I'm sure that is an absolute tough way to make a living.
It's horrible.
Back in the 70s?
It's horrible. Into the 80s, I did sometimes as many as 15 shows a year, and it just killed me.
Yeah.
Never have enough inventory, and you don't know what's going to sell.
But the one thing that you always did, though, is you still stuck with turning.
Absolutely.
About when did you go to it full time?
Oh my gosh. Of anything related to turning, easily by the mid-'90s, it dominated everything I did. I've had other streams of some income along the way, but time-wise, the wood turning took over even there in the mid-'70s, time-wise.
But you've made your living as a craftsman.
Yep.
And so when you started the turning, ultimately, you then got very involved with the turning community, which hadn't formed at that point in time.
No, it hadn't. No.
And so you were one of the founding members of the AAW.
Well, the early members, and I was like the second president. I was involved with them, very early on.
For a long time.
For a number of years.
As a matter of fact, not only you, but your lovely wife are both Lifetime Achievement Award winners through the AAW. Yep. You've done a lot of writing as well.
Yep.
And so you've written for just about every publication.
I have.
And you've also written how many books? You've got one
just one, and I got one I'm still working on.
That's okay. And it'll be out soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, I hope so. You've guilted me. Yours is here, so I'm going to have to finish mine. I think I'll finish it overnight like in college. But no, I think I've written over 150 articles and tips and things for magazines and whatnot along the way.
In terms of turning, what's your favorite thing to turn or to make?
Yeah, hands down.
In the world of turning.
Hands down, a turn-lidded box.
A turn-lidded box.
I love turn-lidded boxes, and it's really barely explored in the field. There were a few big names like Ray Key, who used to come here and teach, and some other who were actually inspirational. Dale Stubbs did some beautiful boxes. But as a general rule, most turners aren't doing that.
But most people, when they think of Alan Lacer, though, think of the skew chisel.
I know.
And that's of who you are and what you become, and it's your favorite tool. And a lot of people shy away from it, don't want to teach it or don't want anything to do with it.
They're terrified of it.
But you're the best. And I've seen your work, and it's amazing. He can take a skew that's this wide and turn a top that you can barely see with your eyes, all done with that same tool.
Yeah.
Other than turning, do you have any hobbies? What do you like to do outside of the world of craft?
Well, when I don't have to be making anything, I like to turn.
So you still, so turning is it. It's
No, it
your
really
hobby. Hey,
is.
you know what?
No kidding.
Most
I
woodworkers
really
who do it
do.
professionally also have it as a hobby too.
When
So-
you don't have the pressure of selling stuff is sometimes the most enjoyable way to do it. And right now I'm obsessed with marbling my work.
Yep. You do
And
an
I
excellent
just
job with
love that, loving to marble. I learned it on paper for a long time, and I've moved it into my turning. But I like to fish and things like that too. But it's funny, if I want to relax and go play, I'll do it at the wood lathe.
Go out and play.
As bizarre as that may sound.
Now, I know a few years ago, one of the things that I did jokingly was,
Yes.
you know, me and Alan go way, way back, so I'm giving him a hard time. And one day I said, okay, wise guy, turn Jell-O.
That's right.
And guess what he did?
I turned Jell-O.
A year later, he had images of turned Jell-O. So he's incredible. One of the great things about Alan is not only is he one of our premier people, he's helped us to become what we are. He's helped grow our program tremendously. He is truly a legend in the world of turning, and everybody throughout the world knows who he is because he's lectured all throughout the world. He's a big part of our program. Alan, how can people find out more about you?
It's simplest, just alanlacer.com. I have actually another one, alanlacer.info. I've written all these articles. Some magazines don't let you put them up, but I think between them there's between 35 and 50 articles, and I also have to have an online store now that I've kind of worn down my body.
Well, he's got videos and he's got tools
Yeah.
that he sells that have his namesake on them.
Yep.
And so please look Alan's website up, and please come and take a workshop from him. I can promise you, you won't be disappointed. Alan, thank you very much,
Thank
man.
you,
I
Marc.
appreciate it. And I just
Love
look
to
at
be
me.
here.